Hey Lan, hi folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I'm using pronouns. It feels like a while since I've filmed a video. I think I said this in my last video too, or the video before that. But I haven't posted in over a week and I have like sort of disappeared for a short period. And it's because my health has gone haywire the past 2 weeks and my brain is just complete mush and it's still mush. And that's the part of that is because I've been very overloaded and overwhelmed and realized a few things about myself. And then today's video I want to talk about sensory overload and feeling overstimulated because that happened to me. So firstly, what's happened this past week is I went to my friend's party, like birthday party, last Friday. So Friday 2 weeks ago. So it's not yesterday, but the Friday before. See, my brain's mush, so like if I'm not being clear, I guess, if I'm not being cohesive and like fluent in my video as I usually do, it's because my brain is still mush and I'm just like, yeah. The Friday before last Friday, the Friday before yesterday's Friday, I went to my friend's birthday party and it was like at a bar. It was like me and a few people I knew, but a lot of people I didn't know. And that paired with me hanging out all day, but especially being at that party, at the bar, being in that environment, I got home on Friday night and I completely shut down, pretty much crashed, and I felt severely nauseous. And I haven't felt that severely nauseous in a very long time. And also at that party, I felt very overwhelmed within like an hour of staying there. And I forced myself to keep staying there because I'm like, I felt guilty about leaving, even though I was feeling very overwhelmed. I started feeling sick and very on edge and fidgety. I just tried to stay there because I was convinced that if I left, this is my own thought process. No one said this to me, but I believe that if I left, I would be an asshole and selfish for leaving my friend's birthday party. My close friend, actually. My partner was also there and they're like, don't push yourself, you can't push yourself. And then I did go outside for a little walk and then I came back in and then it was still not great. But then this bar cafe thing, it's interesting because there's like video games there. And so I went to play video games with my partner for like half an hour or an hour, I don't know how long. And then we ended up leaving afterwards. So, but then that night, Friday night, I completely crashed. And my partner pointed out to me that it's likely that I'm neurodivergent, and that's something that never clicked with me. Excuse me while I scratch my leg because mosquitoes bit me last night. There's like a giant one on my hand. It's swollen. That's a mosquito bite. And there's like a bunch on my leg. Anyway, so that happened, and I went out all day on Saturday to a theme park with my friend because we booked tickets and I didn't want to cancel it. And then this whole past week has just been me trying to recover and go back to my normal functioning levels, my personal normal functioning level, because this whole week my nervous system has been completely off and it's gone haywire and my brain and my body has just been functioning differently than it does at my typical level. And that's what I'm going to elaborate on right now. In regards to like physical symptoms like nausea, feeling chest pain, stuff like that, that has been like part of my life experience for like years now. So that's not unfamiliar to me. And I also realize that I tend to feel nauseous and stuff when I don't listen to my subconscious. Excuse me while I scratch my mosquito bite. When I don't listen to my subconscious, as in if I keep trying to fight with myself, I get a lot of physical symptoms. That's something that I know of already, and that's already clicked in my head. But what didn't click in my head is that my nausea and my physical symptoms and my nervous system going haywire is not just because it's not just only because I fight with my subconscious and don't honor myself and whatnot. well, honoring myself links in with this, but it's also because I get overstimulated and sensory overload, and that's my body's way of telling me that I am overstimulated and that I need to bail before I completely crash. And Friday, I didn't really listen to myself. I think I stayed there way too long, and then that led me to completely crash when I got home with severe nausea. So the signs on, I guess, manifestations this week is that I found it very hard to make decisions. Like it's hard for me to like make decisions, like pick one or choose one, which I usually do quick. Like for example, ordering a drink at a cafe, I usually pick really quickly, but then I'm just like, oh shit, there's all these drinks, I don't know which one to go with. Like making plans with my partner, I'm just like, I don't know, like usually I would be able to say an enthusiastic yes or no, like pretty much right away. But I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what day. I don't know what to do. I really don't know. And I'm really uncomfortable right now because my hand is just itching so bad. I don't know. And I have a lot of nervous energy. Actually today when I'm filming this video, it's better than it has been this past week. Like, only starting to get better. A lot of nervous energy. I feel like very fiddly. Like I have to do something with my hands and I can't sit still for very long. Another thing is that I found it very hard to watch stuff. So this past week I haven't been watching much YouTube or Netflix or basically consuming much content because I try to sit down and watch a YouTube video. I just try to focus on it for around 1 minute and then I'm just like, I can't focus on this. I just can't. And so I've been doing a lot of content creation, not like YouTube videos, but singing, drumming, making music, a lot of proactive engaging in activities, not sitting here and consuming content type of thing. It's sort of better these past 2 days. I sort of watch Netflix and YouTube better. Because I'm starting to get out of this rut, but earlier this week was just, I can't focus and sit down and focus on watching anything. I can listen to music, that's fine, like listening to music is fine. Just like visually sitting down watching a movie, sitting down watching a YouTube video, I just couldn't do it. And I didn't train either, like martial arts training, because I knew that I wouldn't be able to focus on it either. If I tried to start a martial arts training session, I would do it for like 2 minutes and my brain would just be like bail out and I just like my mind can't focus on it, then I wouldn't be able to do anything. Like physically, I think I would be up for it. Like my body would be fine, but then I'm not present mentally. So I just wouldn't be able to focus and do anything productive or train properly. If I were to like sort of push myself to train, it would just be like half-ass training, and I don't do half-ass martial arts training. And like I intentionally like stayed off social media more, like not that I really go on Facebook and stuff, but I intentionally like chose not to go on social media that much. And even with like messaging my partner, I've just like logged off early. Like usually I stay on my phone or like have my phone on and like be online until late, like 11, 12 midnight, sort of 12 is midnight, 11, 12 sort of thing. But then like 6, 7 p.m. I'm just like to my partner, I'm just gonna head offline now and not even touch my phone because my brain's just mush and I don't want to stay on my phone anymore. So I just like log offline earlier than I usually do. Get off my phone completely earlier than I usually do. Also this week just feel like I've just trying to been, I can't speak sometimes. It's just my brain's just mush. I feel like my head, I'm just trying to keep my head above water, like the energy. And I'm also working full time in mental health, I should say that. So I work like Monday to Friday for like 8-9 hours. 8 hours. So that drains the hell out of me. So it's like my energy that I have this reserve left, and then I go to work, it drains down to literally zero. I go home from work, I get a little bit of energy back, or like recharge mentally, and then I wake up the next day, work again, and it drains me again. And then it's just like the energy I do get back, I expend it all on work, and I'm just like, I don't have enough to do like the things I want, and even like it's just like I'm barely surviving. That's what it feels like, just trying to keep my head above water this entire time, and just doing whatever I can to try and keep my head above water. And that's where the different release activities come in, like drumming, singing, music, writing songs, just engaging in more active activities instead of sitting down and watching movies, which is being passive. And like I said before, I try to sit down and watch YouTube 1 minute, and I'm just like, I can't focus on this, and then I couldn't do it. Another thing about overstimulation is that I didn't realize is that my partner pointed out, and they were like, I think you get more overstimulated in public than you like to show, or something along those lines. Basically, they pointed out that I tend to hide the fact that I'm overstimulated, and that line hit me like a truck. And then reflecting on my past, it's like, shit, I do get overstimulated in public quite a bit, but I don't consciously realize it, and I don't know what all these signals in my body mean and what it's trying to say. Like in the past, when I get overstimulated, I've dissociated before. It feels like I'm in my own world. It's like I'm not really present in reality, and I'm just like in a different world. Everything's just sort of like tuned out in a way, and I'm somewhat disconnected from myself as well. So like I've dissociated before. What else has happened? Another thing this week is I've noticed is that my body is just so sensitive to temperature. Usually like hot weather doesn't really do much to me, like as in like it doesn't make me itchy, it doesn't make me like move around so much, and doesn't make me so uncomfortable in my own skin, like even when I'm outside in the sun or in general. Yeah, but this week when I'm just outside in like 20 something degree weather, it's just like completely set me off, make me feel very uncomfortable, and makes me feel very itchy, which doesn't usually happen. So that's what another thing I realized is that my nerves go haywire, and then my body just becomes weirdly sensitive to temperature. Like AC helps me, getting out of the sun helps, but me staying in sun will just cook me, and it just doesn't work well for me. Another thing about being overstimulated, another like sign or bodily sensation experience is major headaches. Like I get sick, I feel nauseous, and it's not food, because I don't throw up. It's not nausea because I ate something bad. It's nausea because my nerves are going haywire. And also I get really bad headaches. That's another sign that I'm overstimulated, is that I get really bad headaches. And it's not necessarily from sleep deprivation. Even if I sleep enough, I get bad headaches. When I'm overstimulated, and I'm more prone to get headaches and feel like my brain's gone mush when I am like just overloaded. My brain's wired differently. My brain nervous system's wired differently to neurotypical people. I don't have specific labels for my experiences. Like I've not been diagnosed with ADHD or autism or like any of like those sort of experiences, but I do know that my brain and nervous system are wired differently to neurotypical people. It's different, and I don't think it's something to be ashamed of. I'm just annoyed that I didn't know, like it didn't click in my mind this whole time, and I didn't realize it in myself, and it's not been pointed out to me before that I am neurodivergent because my brain and stuff operates like this. It's not been pointed out to me. I didn't know about it consciously this whole time. I say it up like significantly more when I talk than I usually do. Saying a lot. As for what overstimulates me, I don't think it's necessarily like one thing in particular, but a combination of different things that happen at the same time. Like if it's like one thing by itself, it might not set me off, but if it's like multiple things combined, then yes, like for example, my friend's party was a bunch of new people, a loud bar environment, me feeling awkward, me feeling like it's out of my depth. Just a bunch of factors combined just makes me crash, leads me to crash. It's not just necessarily loud sounds, for example, because at home when I play video games, I mean, I don't blast it ridiculously loud, the speakers, but it's pretty loud so I can hear I like it to make it an immersive experience, so just loud sounds is not a trigger, for example. I think also the bar environment is like just a lot of chatter. It's just like a lot of noise just merged into one. But again, I don't think it's just that, because when I go to restaurants, they have that loud chatter thing. It didn't make me crash like it did, I mean, like my experience on Friday. So it was just a bunch of different things that led me to crash. Maybe in like restaurants and other environments where there's like less variables or interacting together, then I do get overstimulated. I think I do, but it's not to the same degree. It's just like a lot of factors, like certain factors joined together led me to severely crash. But in general, if it's just like, yeah, I get overstimulated, but I don't crash and completely into a rut. And then having like to spend over a week, it's like I'm still not out of my rut yet. It's better, but I'm not out of my rut yet. Taking like a long time to pull myself back up. Another thing I realized about the way my nervous my nervous system and brain are wired is that I'm introverted. Like I'm really introverted, meaning social events and hangouts and stuff like that take a lot out of me, and I can't keep going bang with social things in a row, because I just don't have the mental, emotional, psychological energy or capacity to like go to all these events and actually enjoy it, because I would just be feeling very overwhelmed and drained, and it's just like, oh, I'm here, but like I don't want to fucking be here. I went to my, like Friday I went out, and then Saturday I went all day, and then it ended me. I was done. It takes time for me to recharge after a big day out, and I tend to like be alone, do more quiet activities in order to recharge, because socializing constantly just drains me, and I get energy back from being alone and doing more quiet activities by myself. Yeah. Last thing I want to say before ending this video is that I might go a little quiet with YouTube, because my brain's still completely mush, and no, not completely, it's better, but it's still really mush, and I just don't have much energy or mental or psychological capacity to make YouTube videos. I'm not gonna say I don't have time, because I have plenty of time to make YouTube videos. It's just I don't have the mental and psychological, emotional capacity to make YouTube videos and do it properly with like passion and energy. Sure, I can half-ass make YouTube videos, but that's not what I want to do. So that's why I've sort of gone quiet, and yeah, I'm not half-assing this video because it's been on my mind. I'm just like, it helped me to brain dump as well. Yeah, I might go quiet for I don't know how long until I can sort of get back on my feet properly and not keep stumbling and actually get up and walk properly. I don't want to keep stumbling. Yeah. Thanks for watching, folks, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.